our ancestors wanted water, and he had snakes attack us? Excuse me? We wanted a drink of water, and he had snakes attack us until we stared at a bronze snake. This is sounding a lot like fiction. Hey folks, welcome to Joel Reads Bible. I'm Joel and I read Bible so that you don't have to. And sure enough, we are still in Deuteronomy, and we are at chapter 31. And boy, we're rounding the corner, heading to the finish line, and we're so excited. Stick around till the end of the book, because I'm going to do a super fun video called What I Loved About the Torah, or something like that. And it's just going to be all the fantastic, fun stories. A minute long, that video. No, I'm just joking. There's a bunch of stuff that I liked about the Torah. Remember to stick around to the end of this video too, because I'm going to be telling you what I loved about the chapter and what I loathed. And please leave in the comments whether or not you'd like me to continue the love and loathed once we hit Joshua, because of course, I don't have to do it. I have no dog in this fight. But here we go. Deuteronomy chapter 3:1. Moses went and spoke these words to all Israel. He said to them, I am 120 years old today. I can no more go out and come in. Yahweh has said to me, you shall not go over this Jordan. Yahweh, your God himself, will go over before you. He will destroy these nations from before you, and you shall dispossess them. Joshua will go over before you as Yahweh has spoken. Yahweh will do to them as he did to Sihon and to Og, the kings of the Amorites, and their land when he destroyed them. Yahweh will deliver them up before you, and you shall do to them according to all the commandment which I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid or scared of them, for Yahweh your God himself is who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. So inspirational. There's a few things here that I'd like to point out. One thing, of course, is Yahweh going to harden all the kings' hearts? Because if you'll remember back in, the Sihon story, we learned here in Deuteronomy that God actually hardened Heshbon. He hardened his heart or his soul and made him obstinate, so that God could have an excuse to kill him. And that was King Heshbon. But Og, it says here, king of the Amorites, he also messed with them, but we didn't get that message that he hardened his heart. But if we hearken back to Genesis, you'll remember that there was a mysterious verse, and I looked it up recently. I think it might be Genesis 25 or something like that. But it says, the sin of the Amorites is not yet in its full measure, or something along those lines, which is very curious. And so it took, people estimate, of course, 400 some odd years before their sin must have been at its peak, and it was time to destroy them because they hadn't turned from their sinful ways. And this is a common apologetic that Christians tend to put on all of the Canaanites, every single one of them, all of the Canaanites and the Amalekites and anybody that the Hebrews genocide. And this is a really important thing to note, because it's only the Amorites mentioned back in Genesis, no other people group. And the Amorites are one of the Canaanite tribes, I believe, but they're not all of the Canaanite tribes, right? The Amorites are Canaanite, but not all the Canaanites are Amorite. So God destroys the Amorites because their sin is finally in full measure, but that's not an excuse for him to destroy all of the Canaanites or the surrounding nations or the Amalekites, right? We have to read it for what it actually says and not apply one apologetic to everything. Also, I wonder how it works, and I don't know if anybody could ever explain this to me. How does sin of a nation reach full measure? What does that mean? Like, is it, and I think I asked this before, but is it cumulative in the sense that like it took them 400 years of everyone doing fairly petty crimes and not repenting for all of that sin, the sin of the ancestors, to like pile up? And maybe like, you know, when you're raising money and you've got that temperature thing, the thermometer, it's like sin. Ding, you know, it's time to kill you. You know, is it that kind of thing? Or is it that like they were bad? They were pretty bad. They were doing petty thefts. And then, you know, 3 generations later, now they're assaulting each other. And then a couple generations later, now they're killing each other, higgledy-piggledy. And then a few years later, they're human sacrificing. They're like doing all sorts of incest. No, he likes incest. They're doing a bunch of other bad things, whatever. It's hard to know what's bad in the Bible because there's so much stuff that God tells his people to do or whatever, but they're doing all this stuff, this bad stuff, and finally God's like, okay, they're really bad now. Like, I couldn't have killed them when they were just doing the thefts. But now with the child sacrifice and the cannibalism, it's almost like I've driven them to do that in their Hebrews. Yeah. So that's a big question mark for me. And I don't know if it's ever explained, but I would love for an apologist to just pontificate on that. Because that's what they do, right? They read that and they go, whoa, I wonder what that means. And then they go, let's make something up. Because there's no way to know. So let's just make something up for our version of the fairy tale. Like, that's literally all it ever is. And I will mention again, as I've mentioned before, that like Yahweh's going before them and going to destroy them and deliver them up before you. He's obviously not going to do that in any practical sense, because they're still going to probably go in and do the killing, the fighting with the swords. But he is claiming that, and that's nice. It's nice to inspire them that way. Moses called Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, you're here? Okay, never mind. Be strong and courageous, for you go with this people into the land which Yahweh has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall curse them to inherit it. Yahweh himself is who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. This is like nice verse stuff. This is like surprisingly nice. This is the type of thing that you could put on a poster with sky, with like cloud, sunbeam. He will be with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. Like, those are just nice words. Those are the types of verses that the Christian will cherry pick, right? It's like everything else. Don't read the context. They're going to do genocide. Don't read the context. Be strong and courageous when you go to kill everyone. You know, don't look deeper, please. You will hate it. On the surface, nice words. And it's nice that Moses is saying that to his, I don't know, ex-boyfriend, or just his, is rent boy an okay term? I feel like, well, they were banging in a tent. Moses wrote this law and delivered it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who bore the ark of Yahweh's covenant to all the elders of Israel. Now I'm pronouncing Yahweh the way Moses does. Isn't that fun? Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the set time of the year of release, in the Feast of Booths, when all Israel is come to appear before Yahweh your God in the place which he will choose, you shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Assemble all the people, the men, the women, the little ones, and the foreigners who are within your gates, that they may hear, learn, fear Yahweh your God, and observe to do all the words of this law, and that their children who have not known may hear and learn to fear Yahweh your God as long as you live in the land where you go over the Jordan to possess it. He has a very weird cadence. The one thing about Moses you should know if you haven't learned this yet, and if you haven't learned it yet, then don't bother because he's almost dead. But he has a very spoiler alert, but he has a very strange cadence. And one thing you'll notice here is that there's this fear God thing. Now, I'm pretty sure I had a sweatshirt or a just some sort of a t-shirt with fear God written on it in a very cool way. And I don't know what it was. It was a parody of some sort of brand. I can't remember what it was. I remember that being a really cool shirt that I wore that Christians had made, and we just loved that. But fear God is a very popular phrase, and of course Christians will be like, it's not fear the way everybody uses fear, because we can change all the words. What it means is to respect God, or something along those lines. What it seems to be saying here is when they say to fear God, it is to fear him because he's going to kill you, but it's also follow the laws, right? We want you to fear God, maybe be intimidated by him, maybe respect him, maybe respect his power, maybe be aware that he's a consuming fire. So you want to have a respect for it the way you would around a burning hot stove or a campfire. You don't want to just put your hand in it, something like that. Okay, there's a lot of different ways that we can imagine it. And all of this is to say we want you to observe the law. The law is very important. But what I find so strange is that when Christians appropriate this cult, and they have their new version of the cult, they will take the fear God part, and it'll just they'll stop. It's like they'll hit the brakes right before and observe to do all the words of this law. It's just so weird to again, kind of surgically remove certain things from out of this, even though it's intrinsically linked to this law thing. Tell everyone, the kids, the women, the foreigners who are within your gates, that they may hear, learn, fear Yahweh your God. And that's it. That's it. We're stopping right before, don't finish the sentence. Just fear God. Fear God, he is love. Fear God, he is love. Fear God, he is love. And he doesn't want anything. You don't have to do anything. It's by grace you are saved. The same God. Yahweh said to Moses, "Behold, your days approach that you must die. Call Joshua and present yourself in the tent of meeting, that I may commission him." It's just so foreign to us, but they just have a much different cadence than we do in our culture. Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tent of meeting. Yahweh appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud, and the pillar of cloud stood over the tent's door. This is interesting because it's almost like Moses is like, Joshua, I want to spend time with you in the tent of meeting one more time before I die, sweet Joshua. Sweet, sexy Joshua. I just want one more time just to cuddle. To commission you. You need to be commissioned, of course. Everybody we need a commissioning. I'm not going to, you don't have to wear your pants, do you? Does everyone have to wear pants to get commissioned? I don't understand. Why do we got to wear pants? Anyway, so they bang. And then Yahweh said to Moses, "Behold, you shall sleep with your fathers. This people will rise up and play the prostitute after the strange gods of the land where they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in the day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evil troubles shall come on them over and over, come all over them, so that they will say in that day, haven't these evils come on us because our God is not among us? I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evil which they have done, in that they have turned to other gods. So God is now prophesying what we've already kind of gotten. He already said this. Tiniest lapse of logic where he's like, this law is easy. You guys can definitely follow it, no problem. But you won't. It'll be impossible, so much so that you'll fail. Then next thing you know, I'm going to do all this stuff in chapter 28 and Leviticus 26. I'm going to F you guys over. So he's angry, and we know that this was written after or around or during or post-exilic. It's post-exilic is what the scholars call it. It's what the scholars call it. So this was written, they knew about the Babylonian exile. So they're writing this going like, this is why that happened, right? But this is the, how should I say, the precedent that the Bible is setting for how they're going to handle prophecy. What they're going to do is they're going to pretend like they're doing prophecy. That's what the rule is going to be. So I would assume that if we now know that the book didn't come out till this, what he's describing now, had happened, probably not even exactly. I bet you they weren't actually eating their kids. If this is something that they knew about as they were writing this, then that will always be how they do it. So anytime you're like, Daniel was a prophecy, Ezekiel, there's a prophecy, all that, it's yeah, it's probably like this. They already knew it. So why are we excited by that? They know how to do that. They can do that. They're not morons in that way. Now therefore write this song for yourselves and teach it to the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that the song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. For when I have brought them into the land which I swore to their fathers, flowing with milk and honey, and they have eaten and filled themselves and grown fat, then they will turn to other gods and serve them, and despise me and break my covenant. It will happen when many evils and troubles have come on them, and come on them so much, dropping so many loads on them, that this song will testify before them as a witness, for it will not be forgotten out of the mouths of their descendants. For I know their ways and what they are doing today, for I have brought them into the land which I promised them. What is it that's going to cause them to kick off? Is it that he's too good to them? Is that what it is? That they're like, everything's great around here. We've gotten fat. Everything's lovely. I hate God. I hate him. I hate all this nice milk and honey. I hate him. Is that really what it is, God? Or could it possibly be that the dust will settle from the craziness back in the wilderness of Sinai? Oh, whatever happened in Sinai stays in Sinai. Well, I have a feeling that they're going to look back and be like, wait a second. Did Yahweh kill your dad? He did. Did he kill and your mom? He did. Everyone over 20. He did. For what? For wanting meat? Are you serious? Sorry, why did he kill your dad? For picking up sticks. He suggested your dad be killed for picking up sticks on a Saturday? What difference does... F this guy. At that point, they'll just be like, we're done with him. As soon as they clue in, they're things are good around here. Wait a second. What did we just go through? Why did we all have trauma? Oh no. Yahweh's an abuser. Like it just like will dawn on them and then they will hate him. But it's not because he's been so good to them. Sorry, our ancestors wanted water and he had snakes attack us? Excuse me? We wanted a drink of water and he had snakes attack us until we stared at a bronze snake. This is sounding a lot like fiction. So Moses wrote this song the same day and taught it to the children of Israel. He commissioned Joshua, the son of Nun, and said, "Be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the children of Israel to the land which I swore to them. I will be with you." You'll be with him for real. You'll be with him for real, Moses. No, you won't. You'll be dead. But he means in spirit or something like that. Oh, also interesting mention of Moses going to be in the like new place, like the heaven type place, whatever that is. I kind of breezed past that. We've talked about it before. Who cares? When Moses had finished writing the words of this law in a book until they were finished, Moses commanded the Levites who bore the ark of Yahweh's covenant. Interesting why people attribute these books to Moses. I think we just found it. It's because it says here that he wrote it. That's where we get authorship. It's weird that it's in the third person. It's weird that he's the most humble. It's weird that we're probably going to read about his death. But this is why Christians and people that like, I'm going to believe literally what this actually says. That makes sense why they would think that. It's also just like, you can tell he's not very good at it. Because like when Moses had finished writing the words of this law in a book until they were finished, when Moses had finished until they were finished, I was like, it's a little bit redundant, Moses. Like, I know you're not entirely literate, but that's redundant. So this is why it's hard to sign off on great work of literature. You know what I mean? Take this book of the law and put it by the side of the ark of Yahweh, your God's covenant, that it may be there for a witness against you. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you today, and you have been rebellious against Yahweh, how much more after death? Assemble to me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears. I'm going to whisper. I'm going to whisper these words in their ears. I'm going to say, and call heaven and earth to witness against them. This is mean. He's like, you guys have always been jerks. You guys have always been rotten. Just rotten people. And how much more rotten are you going to get after I die? You guys are just pieces of garbage. Now come over here so I can curse you. I can whisper in your ears what pieces of garbage you are. Like, what a bitter old man. Just sitting there. You've always been rotten. Like, Moses, just relax. I thought we were having a good time. For I know that after my death you will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn away from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will happen to you in the latter days, because you will do that which is evil in Yahweh's sight, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. There could be a chance that people don't believe this. And not us, we don't believe it. Even back in the day, like if this were a true story, that the Hebrews at the time were like, this guy's not even real. None of this even happened. But if they like had gone through it, like he says, you guys all saw this, which they didn't, but like some of you did, like some of you were 2 or 5 or whatever, you saw this. You guys were parting the Red Sea. You were there for that. And then you're going to go, oh, and now he's prophesying, saying like the pillar of cloud that we see outside of the tent there is saying that we're going to break these rules and then he's going to do the thing with the thing. Wouldn't you avoid that? Like if it were true, and honestly, I know that like people might watch this channel and go, Christians will go, you're bad and you're not believing it. Look at the trees. You have all the evidence you need. Like you want to, like you're going to go to hell. Like you're going to pay for your crimes in the same way. But the thing is that like I haven't had the evidence that this is claiming they've had. I haven't seen anything part. I don't see pillars of cloud. I don't get like manna from heaven, which I assume they're still receiving manna from heaven. So like they have a daily reminder that this is real. I don't get that stuff. I actually have to go to work, to afford pitas or whatever, to tortillas, whatever manna was. It's not really like fair. I don't have that kind of witness, even though the witness is the lyrics in the book. But like I've never seen this kind of thing. And then at the same time, I don't know that I want to do detestable, evil things in the sight of the Lord. Like I'm not interested in sister-in-law. I'm not interested in having slaves. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I should be having slaves. I don't lend money. I have actually lent money to people I care about and not charged interest. So I gotta tell you, I think that like I might be doing a great job. I don't understand why if they've been like witnessing these real things, why they would, and they've read the prophecies, why on earth, why would they put themselves in harm's way? I don't understand it. It might be because it's just not true and they didn't have this information and they just like befell just normal people doing stupid things to each other. Moses spoke in the ears of all the assembly of Israel the words of this song until they were finished. I think we're going to hear the song next chapter and even the chapter after that. There's a lot of song coming. So stay tuned to that. But in the meantime, what did I absolutely love? I love it when Yahweh, an omniscient, all-powerful, timeless being that's been around forever, gets emotional. Like he sees things and then it provokes him to anger because he didn't see that coming. So he reacts to it. I love that. I think it's hilarious and nonsensical. And I find it really cute that like Christians who want to turn God into like this super powerful being, this omni-max being, knows everything beyond our wildest thing, is just getting so PO'd. Like, so dumb. So that's fun. I like some of these be strong and courageous words, but I hate what they're applying to. They're applying to going and killing people and genociding them, and then following these absolutely horrific laws, which include burning women alive, stoning women who were virgins on their wedding night, and doing a weird sort of like abortion ritual, sort of possibly turning a woman barren. What would that be? A sterilization ritual where they make her drink filthy water just in case she slept around. Still gross, guys. Still gross. Even if it says be strong and courageous in this chapter, it's still gross. But listen, hey, look, if you wouldn't be so kind, why don't you just give a guy a sub? Drop a sub, subscribe, and like this video. Maybe even leave a comment and let me know if you like the love loathe. Did I say hate this one? Let me know if you like the love loathe, stick around to the end thing. And we will see you in the next episode. Au revoir.